Guys, so as you can see, there's a bunch of stuff on my table, and I'm guessing you can tell with all the stuff that is here that it is taco night in my apartment, with Will over there and doll heads, you know, even though they're not going to eat with us. I'll get them off the table eventually. But tonight I'm going to be making green salsa from scratch. So I figured I would do a video on how to do that, so you guys could learn. If you guys like green salsa, cool. If you don't, you know, still cool. You might know somebody who likes it, and you could make it for them. So yeah, I'm going to make Will film for me, and I'm gonna go to the kitchen with this stuff. So I'll see you guys when I get there. Okay guys, so to make green salsa, you will need tomatillos, at least a ½ pound, not green tomatoes. You don't use green tomatoes in green salsa. Jalapenos, 1 large white onion, cilantro, limes, salt, and a large pot of water. So with the tomatillos, well, first off, you want to put your large pot of water on here. And none of this stuff is staying on the stove. Caution guys, don't leave this kind of stuff on the stove. It can start a fire. I have glass top, but for those of you who don't, take caution. So for the tomatillos, you want to peel off the outer wrapping and take off the stem. Just twist it, it'll come off really easily. Tomatillos are known for being gummy, so if you get a little bit sticky, do not be alarmed, it's natural. So just peel it off and twist, and the stem comes right off. You want it to look like that once you have it off. So make a quick process of that. And same thing for the jalapenos. You want to take the tops off. These are a little bit more resilient, but it's not that hard, not too bad. Like I said, a little more resilient than the tomatillos. I've never made green salsa before, so it's kind of a trial and error type thing. I hope it's delicious. I'm sure it will be. Then you want to turn on your stove on high. You want these to boil. So next, I'm going to throw those away, and I'm going to move over here. You're also going to want a large bowl, you guys. I forgot to put that in there. So I'm going to move over to this side of the stove. You're going to need some sharp knives. You know, kids under 12, be careful with sharp knives. Have an adult with you. Maybe have them help you with this. Sharp is dangerous. You could cut yourself. All that good stuff. Safety first. So we'll come back to our cilantro. You're going to want to take your white onion and my large knife. What am I doing? Cut off the ends. I use my knuckles to guide me so that I never cut my fingertips. You never want to put your fingertips out in front of a knife, you guys. Very dangerous. Here's one of my battle wounds. I cut straight down into my arm. Not my arm, my finger. I've also cut this part of my hand, and I've cut this part of my hand. So, very dangerous. Lesson learned. Be extremely careful with knives, guys, and pay attention. Do not look away when you have a knife actively cutting stuff. It's not good. I've never had to get stitches because I'm lucky, but some aren't as lucky as I am. And stitches are no fun. So, the outside of this onion is not being very nice to me. It's going to get under my fingers and burn my eyes. Yes, onions make your eyes burn because of sulfuric acid, which goes all over your fingertips, and the fumes from the onion go into your eyes, and that is why you cry when you are cutting onions. So, I'm going to use your knuckles, and you want to dice this onion. So you're going to cut the first layer, cut the second layer, and cut a third layer. Then you're going to go like that, and cut across the onion. Then you want to cut across it again, but the other way. And you will have a well-diced onion. So, look at onion pieces about that large. If you want to cut them smaller, you can take a large knife and group your onions and just rock your knife over it, and that'll cut smaller pieces. But for me, I usually, I really don't mind. They do put raw onion in green salsa. I like green salsa. I don't mind the raw onions. However, I'm going to cut them smaller for our guests because I do not know if they have problems with largely diced onions. For me, that's not really a large dice, but I'm going to do it anyway. The other half of your onion you might not need. I'm not going to be using it. I don't want to put too much white onion in there. I don't want to put too much onion in there at all. And then I'm just going to put it into my bowl. Okay, so coming back to our cilantro, you want to take it out of the bunch. Little trick there, usually they are just twist tied. It's a twisty tie. It's not a buncher or anything. You want to make sure your cilantro is washed. I've already washed mine, so. But then you want to bunch your cilantro and cut it in 3 easy cuts, or 4 depending on where your leaves are, and try to leave out as much of the stem as possible. You throw away the part with the stem. Make sure to clean up your area as you go, or you end up with a huge mess, which is no fun. So we're going to put that in there. I'm going to use that whole bunch. We have another bunch in the event that you need it, but you try it as you go while you have all of that cooking. And then comes the lime. You want to cut your lime in half. You want to squeeze it over your onion and your cilantro. Also, guys, before you handle food that other people's going to eat, make sure you wash your hands. You might want to wash your hands before you handle food that even you're going to eat. I always make sure that my hands are clean. Germs and whatnot. You go touching stuff all the time. And I have cats in my house, and so they can't jump on the counters yet, but everything that I touch that's at their level that they can jump on, they touch. So there's just a little something to think about. But you want to squeeze your lime over your cilantro and your onion. Make sure you get as much of the juice out of the lime as possible. Watch for seeds so that you don't get any seeds inside, because chewing on lemon and lime seeds, it does not taste good. So I have no seeds in there so far. To my knowledge, from what I can see, there are no seeds. I also want to be careful of a splatter of the juice, because I just got some on my upper arm. You never want to get your eyes. It burns. If you do get your eye, it's an accident. Wash it out, whatever. So we've got that in there. And now I'm going to go cook my ground beef and wait for those to start boiling, and I'll see you guys when something else happens. So thanks for watching, and the next part will be up later. Bye! Okay, hey guys, so our tomatillos and jalapenos are done. The way you're going to know they're done is you should be able to stick it with a fork with no problem, and I don't have a problem because it's trying to fall apart. So, we very gently take those out of there. Okay, Kate's going to need to grab a bowl for her jalapenos, so they have to go on the side. I'm going to turn that off and take it away from the heat, put it in the center. So, yeah, you're going to place your jalapenos aside. So you don't want to put those in just yet, because you can't crush those where they're whole. Temperamental tomatillos. I'm getting a little bit of water on my stove, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. So they should give you a satisfying plop sound. And if you've cooked them to the point where they can't be stuck with a fork, you know, not the end of the world. Kate made a boo-boo, whatever. Pick them up very carefully with tongs. Yeah, these are so cooked. So now that they're in there, I'm going to stab them a few times. Yep. Should be easily stuck. Just kind of going to tear them apart a little bit. With my tongs and my fork. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Put my fork in there. Take a potato masher. Would use a blender, but I don't have one yet. I'll probably put in my food processor later, but a blender is probably the easiest way to do this. You just want to crush up your tomatillos, and your cilantro, and everything else. So this will definitely be going into my food processor, because I don't know, I have a thing about stuff. But you just want to mash it up like you would potatoes. That's why it's called a potato masher. Kind of stir it up and make sure everything gets mixed together. You're going to take your salt. Should probably get a bowl so that I don't over pour. One of those. So I'm going to pour some salt into a bowl. Sprinkle it over. Just got a good amount of it in there. While you're sitting here mashing this, you're going to let your jalapenos cool. You want to let them cool down before you touch them so you don't burn yourself. Just going to touch those and see if they're cool enough. No, they are most certainly not cool enough. So I'm going to put the rest of my salt in there. Let that chill out. So I'm going to let this cool down and let that cool down, and I'll see you guys in a minute. Hey guys, so I'm back. This is my finished green salsa, but I know I still have steps to show you guys. So my jalapenos were chilled, cooled down or whatever. So you just cut off the top, and then I cut it in half. I'm going to cut it half again. I'm sorry I don't have a full jalapeno to show you guys this on, but you know, it's not rocket science or whatever. I'm going to cut it into small chunks. And I'm not even going to use the whole jalapeno because my salsa already has a nice kick to it because I use like 6 jalapenos in there. But you want to put the chunks in there, and I'm running mine through the food processor, so I'm going to take it with a ladle and use a spoon, whatever. This just grabs more and it's easier for me. So I'm going to put it all in there. And so I've been given the camera for a second. So you're going to put that in the food processor. And with my food processor, you have to make sure the black dots line up. And so you're going to want to turn your volume down for this, guys, because it's going to get really loud and I don't want to hurt your ears. If you're wearing headphones, definitely turn it down or unplug your headphones. There's your warning, food processors are loud. So I'm going to blend that up in the food processor and make sure it's nice and blended. Mine still looks a little chunky, so I'm going to go again. Warning, don't wear headphones. So yeah. And so that's all done. Next step would be to put it in a bowl. Just put my food processor pieces over there. And I'm going to put that in the soup as well. And I'm going to put the top on this green salsa, but I don't want to top it completely because it's still hot and you want to let it cool. So the next step would be to get some chips and try this. So I'm going to go grab a chip, and you guys can chill with Will. So, got my chip, got my dip. It's delicious, but needs a little more salt. So I'm going to put some salt in there. You add salt as per your preference. Some people don't like salt in it at all, but recipe calls for salt. I agree with this. And now it's perfect. So I'm gonna go have dinner. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope for those of you who like green salsa, it was helpful in learning how to make your own instead of going to the store and buying it. A little more healthy, a little less preservatives, and fun to learn. So yeah, thank you for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys would like more cooking tutorials, you guys can tell me what you want, and I'll go get the stuff and I'll make it. So yeah, I hope all of you have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!